social networking sites and whatnot. What is Twitter's revenue model? How do you guys generate money?
This is a question I get all the time. It's funny because I was in the middle of Baghdad. I was in the red zone in Baghdad, and there's so many interesting questions that I was on interview with CNN. There's so many interesting questions they could ask me. They asked me, what are you doing in Baghdad? And then the next question is, what is Twitter's business model? I'm like, are you serious? I'm in Baghdad. There's a gun behind me. What are you talking about? It's a good question because it's not, you know, we're building a business in order to sustain the technology, right? And we need to figure out a way to sustain the technology so that we're not constantly taking other people's money in terms of VCs and giving up parts of the company to do that. So all of Twitter has been about listening to how people use it. The ad replies that got me here today was not something that Twitter invented. It was something that we saw people using every day. Just one day we started noticing that people would put this at symbol before a username. And we're like, you know, what are you doing? What's going on there? And then we saw more and more people use it. And it got to this mass. We're like, okay. I took 2 hours and I went to the code and I just very simply wrote a method that would link the profile page if I saw an at symbol in front of it. And suddenly we have this new behavior. Suddenly we have something that's easier to use. And that went to a replies tab eventually. And then that went to what it currently is today, the mentions tab. So anyone mentioning your username is in that tab. So a lot of the features that you see today are actually from users. And I would argue that the product direction of Twitter is not in the company. It's the people using it. It's you all. It's, you know, the developers working on our system. It's people like, you know, Oprah. It's people like Barack Obama. It's people. It's companies like JetBlue and Whole Foods that are really defining where we go next. So one answer to that question is ask them. But the other answer is we're noticing a lot of behavior around commercial entities on the system. Where we have a very interesting thing right now where we have users and celebrities and companies asking for legitimacy. They want to know that the Whole Foods account is official. And Whole Foods wants everyone to know that Whole Foods is official, right? So they want verified accounts. And that is actually a cost to us because we have to pay someone to verify that account. It's our customer service department. So that's a real cost to the business that we can, in one swoop, monetize and also add a lot of value to the network. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for something that emerges from the network. We're not going to place advertisements or any model on top of the network that didn't come from the network itself. So this came from the network itself, and this may be something that we do. It's certainly being asked for by a lot of people.